We're back with another episode. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. My name is Alyssa Fleming Fowler.
And I am Monica Fowler Fleming. Woohoo! You were going to press something. There we go.
I never know. I have to learn the biggest delay with these buttons.
Oh, you know it's the Soca siren.
Yeah, that's the only important one.
How was your week this past week, man?
I had a week. I don't know what the hell was in that full moon Thursday night.
Were we in retrograde again or something?
We were in something, reggaeton. I don't know what, but it hit me like a freaking brick wall.
Oh, gosh. Do you want to say that for the Rehab Corner?
Yeah, we can say that for the Rehab Corner. It was it's just been a week.
Yeah.
A heavy week. What about you?
Same. I just been ready. I think because I'm going on vacation pretty soon. I won't say when I'm actually going on vacation because, for my protection. But I'm going on vacation pretty soon. So
Are you afraid someone's going to come and find you on vacation?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. You just don't tell people when you're going on vacation.
Why? That's my favorite thing to do.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, so people know your every move. I got stalkers out there. I'm kidding. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I am getting ready to go on vacation. You know how when you get ready to go on vacation, you get ready to go out of town, you're just like so ready for it. It just seems like it's taking forever to get there. So that's kind of where I am right now.
The older, you know how like the day before a vacation, you're just like totally mentally shut off. Like, yeah. You're not trying to do anything. You're just amping up for vacation. Mm-hmm. The older I get, the further out that day becomes.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
It's like, now it's like 3-4 days before I'm leaving on a trip and I'm like, I can't do anything. I'm going on vacation.
Absolutely. My brain was like shut off from work. Like me and my coworker, we were talking and we were just like, is your brain working today? And I was like, no. And she's like, mine either. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like,
time change has gotten everybody. The full moon didn't help.
Yeah. I mean, I just, man, they need to stop doing that though. But I just hate working. Let me change that. I don't hate working. I hate what I'm doing currently.
I hate having to work.
Yes. If I'm passionate about something, it'll still feel like work, but at least I'll be happy doing it. But this, I'm not happy doing. So
no, I will be happy not working.
Yeah.
Truly.
But you know what's crazy? It's like I always tell people, and my cousin and I, we talk about this all the time. Shouts out to my cousin Donna. The thing is, when you go to a job, like, every day that I'm there, my only agenda is to do 100% of my work. I'm not giving you 101%. I'm not giving you 103.5. I'm literally giving you 100% because I get 100% of my paycheck.
100% of the work that I'm contractually obligated to perform.
What contract did you sign?
The one saying that I'll show up 40 hours a week and hit productivity.
I mean, that's it. That's 100%
That's
of your
100%.
work.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything extra. Like, do you mind? Yes, I do mind. Actually, I do. I'm not staying later. No, I'm not staying a minute later for anything. No.
This is just a job. This is not my life.
Listen, the world is crashing, okay? People are at war. There's diseases everywhere. Plagues. Supply chain is going through a crisis. You think I'm going to give you extra 5 minutes of my life?
I can't afford to.
No.
Not in this economy.
No.
Oh, speaking of the gas prices, they're still high. I know we talked about it last
time. They're coming down though.
Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, because I mean I think the one by my house was like $3.99 the other day, and now it's like $3.86.
Still just insane. Remember when it was $2.99 for a gallon of gas?
No, I still have a video where gas was $1.34 during the pandemic.
What?
$1.34. Yes, it was.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I'll show you the video. This is back in 2020.
I trust you.
Yeah, I was just like, gas is $1.34.
Were you at Buc-ee's or something?
No, I was at the QT.
99. Buc-ee's was 99 cents a gallon at one time.
Buc-ee's? You ever seen those videos on TikTok? People calling it, I'm at Beasley's. I'm like, please don't ever call Buc-ee's Beasley's. Texas people take that very seriously.
Truly. So one good thing we have.
That is crazy. Well, speaking of daylight savings time, did you hear that the House and the Senate has officially passed to make daylight savings time permanent so we don't have to keep switching?
But when you say that, it makes me feel like you're making the time switch permanent.
Yeah, so like we won't have to keep switching back and forth.
I know, but when I hear, they're making daylight savings permanent, I'm thinking like, that process is now permanent. We will always do it.
No. We will always just
change back and forth?
Yeah. No. We will not change back and forth anymore.
So we're stuck on this deficit of an hour?
I mean, there's still 24 hours in a day.
We're down an hour. I don't care what anyone says. We are down an hour.
You were down an hour for one day.
And I'm feeling the effects.
Exactly. So there's
weeks later.
There's not 25 hours in a day.
They can make a change that fast. They just up and decided we're done with that.
No one else does it. Other countries in this universe don't do it. Not universe. In the world don't do it.
But we're still going to we're not going to use the metric system, but we're going to stop. Yeah. Daylight savings.
I guess people are tired of changing back their clocks. I mean, I have a big clock in my living room, and it has not been changed since I bought it. So I just wait for daylight savings time. And
it's probably now that all the kids are a little slow from the pandemic.
They don't know how to read analog clocks anyway. So
no, I can't read an analog clock.
Are you serious?
I can't. It just takes me a longer than necessary to do it.
I saw this tweet that said, "Why do people always have to say like a quarter to 3?" And they're like, "Just say it's 2:75." Oh my God. I was like, if the children are our future is fucked. I'm like, a quarter to 3 is 2.75.
A quarter to 3.
What is a quarter to 3? Do you know what that is?
A quarter to 3 means that there are 25 minutes until it turns 3 o'clock. And as we all know,
no.
Right? Is that what it means?
No. What time do you think a quarter to 3 is?
60
a quarter till 3.
60 minus 25.
No, Jesus.
Right? 10 and 5 is 5, and 6 and 2.
It's 2:45.
That's what I was going to say.
No, you said 25.
I'm saying a quarter is 25 minutes.
Yes, but in time, like when you're reading time, that's not.
But 15 minutes would be 45. A quarter till. Why does a quarter till mean 15? I don't know.
Let's ask Siri.
Because 60 divided by 4 is 15.
Hey Siri, what's a quarter to 3? 2:45.
No, that makes sense. And if someone had said that in a regular context, I'm sure it would have been like 2:45.
Yeah.
But a quarter is 25 cents.
Yes.
But a quarter of an hour.
It's like 1/4.
Because you have 15 minutes in an hour. Right? 15, 30, 45, 60.
Yes.
I did graduate from many schools.
Public school here in Texas.
I was over at one of my friend's houses the other night that I've grown up with forever. I've known her since I was 2. And we went to the same schools, and we were talking to her mom because all of her brothers went to that school as well. Mm-hmm. And we were just talking about things we don't know. And I was like, yeah, like how none of us know how to tell time. And my friend was like, yeah, exactly. And her mom was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no one in our class knows how to tell time.
That's crazy.
I don't know if we skipped the unit. Miss Scherner, I don't know where you are. We didn't retain anything. I will not be writing a television show named Scherner Elementary because I do not know how to tell time.
Well, you know what I think it was too? They took out a lot of things as standardized tests became the norm. They have taken out critical curriculum. Like even, for example, writing in cursive. I learned how to write in cursive in elementary school, middle school. I learned how to.
Like a first grader writing in cursive.
Right? I had to. No, that was 6th grade. I learned how to write cursive. No. I'm lying. I learned how to write cursive in 3rd grade. Yes, I was in the 3rd grade and I knew how to write cursive.
I learned how to write cursive, but I don't use it. We never used it. I write like half cursive, half print now.
My mom writes only in cursive, and when I tell you her cursive looks like pure calligraphy. My mother has the most beautiful handwriting.
Well, they used to beat your ass if you couldn't write
very true.
Pretty.
It's very
My
true.
grandpa has pretty cursive.
Yeah.
No, I did learn cursive, but they
don't teach it anymore.
Me. They don't. They only teach it at like private school, charter school, and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is why y'all have to go get the book that we told y'all about a couple weeks ago from Dr. Ebony C., occupational therapist.
Get your handwriting
OTD. Right. She has a cursive version of her Black History ABCs 101. I need
to read that.
Yeah.
Work on that.
Because I bought my nephew, I think I bought him the print one, only because he's going to kindergarten right now. So I was like, I'll buy you the cursive one a little later. But yeah, I bought him the regular print one. But yeah, it's insane. So yeah, all that to say, daylight savings time is
obviously I needed it.
Yeah, potentially going to be permanent now. So it just has to go to Joe Biden.
So now is it just going to be super dark in the winter all the time?
Well, here's the thing. If you can control when the lights come on and go off, that's a problem. We are in Geostorm. Have you ever seen that movie? Listen, they had this big machine that controlled the weather, and something happened, and all the people in the Middle East got frozen over, and they died. And then people were having hurricanes back to back and earthquakes in diverse places. You ever heard people preach about that? Anyway, neither here nor there. But yeah, it was insane.
I've never heard of that movie.
Geostorm is so good.
Geostorm.
What's the guy? He played in Olympus Has Fallen.
Gerard Butler.
Yes, him.
Love him.
Amazing.
I love a Gerard Butler.
Yes, he was really, really good in that.
Speaking of, it was just St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, it was.
How did you celebrate? Me and my people.
I went to the gym.
Okay.
And then I came
home. Good, strong Irish people. Okay.
No, there was nobody at the gym because everybody was at the bar.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a bar up the street, and I mean, it was packed. It was crazy, like cars all.
People were out for St. Patrick's Day. I went out and it was packed.
Probably because they couldn't do it last year and the year before.
Yeah.
What did you do for St. Patrick's Day to celebrate your people?
I went to a bar that was having like a festival-ish situation. Drank some green beer.
Did you wear green to the bar?
I did wear green to the bar, and then this guy.
Pinched your butt?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was wearing green.
Oh.
There was a poker competition, and this guy was like, if you guys let me cut in front of you, he like throws $100 down. He's like, I'll buy your drinks, please. I'm in this and then I stroked out in the bar, and he carried me to the emergency room.
Oh, Jesus, don't speak that.
He was like, I'm in this poker tournament. It's like a $10,000 pot. I have to get back. And I was like, sir, say less. I just wanted a free drink.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're cheersing because he bought a shot. And he's like, am I the only Irish one here? And I was like, how ignorant that you would think that, sir.
Oh, Lord.
Let me show you my 23andMe results.
I am Irish, buddy.
I'm Irish, buddy. I should get my 23andMe results printed on a shirt.
You should.
And wear it on
the back.
St. Patrick's Day.
I got a cricket. I can do it.
You should do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I went out, of course, because that's how I celebrate my countrymen.
That's good. Well, I'm glad you made it back safe and didn't have any issues, no hiccups or anything like that.
No hiccups. Awesome. Hangovers, no hiccups.
Oh Jesus. I don't know why people drink in the middle of the week, especially when you got to go to work.
I know, especially I cannot drink whiskey. I don't know why I can ever, but
I'm not a whiskey girl.
Can you drink dark liquor?
Oh, I love dark liquor. That's why I don't like white liquor a whole lot.
What is that song? When dark liquor. Oh shit, it's at the top. I
don't drink a whole lot, but when I do, it's dark liquor.
What does Rihanna say about dark liquor?
It's good.
And the Bryson Tiller song.
You sound like a man just. Your voice got like super deep.
Someone is screaming at home right now.
Yeah. They're like, God dang it!
And the dark fuck. Drink.
Come here, rude boy, let me get. I don't know. You just say Rihanna, so I just tell the first.
What's the Rihanna and Bryson Tiller song with DJ Khaled? Naked. Got me sipping on the brown liquor. Wow, that took way too long.
Yeah, because didn't even know they had a song together.
Wow.
Oh, the only thing that kept coming to my brain was Kendrick Lamar. Her and Kendrick Lamar.
Thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, Wild Thoughts. Yes, I do know that song.
Okay.
I don't know the lyrics, but I do know that song.
Now that we've done that, we can get the show started.
Okay. Anyway, so we got to kind of backtrack. First of all, I do want to say this because I told her I would. I promised her I would. So a couple episodes ago, we talked about how we were ready for Peeps and Easter and all that stuff, right? And I said that Coinda hated Peeps. So Coinda called me on the phone and was like, I just need you to retract this statement on your podcast. I fucking love Peeps. I was like, duly noted. I will make the correction. So Coinda does love Peeps. She also loves candy corn. So her decisions in life are very questionable.
That's why we got along so well. No, candy corn is good.
Anybody who likes candy corn, you're a serial killer and you're a psychopath.
Well, if you like the shitty candy corn, yeah, but Brax candy corn, it's the best one.
The only, you, Coinda, and Amanda Seals are the only three people in the world that likes Brax candy corn.
I have the cavities to prove it.
Oh, Jesus, I can't. Well, speaking of some other things that are free to love, or free, whatever. I was trying to segue. Horrible segue. Anyway, Juicy is out of jail.
Juicy Smoule.
Juicy Smoule.
How'd he spin that? Because I know he wasn't suicidal, Your Honor.
Yes, he was not suicidal, and his brother spoke out and said that he was actually in a psychiatric ward or a psychiatric section in the jail once he went there, and that they were holding him there and had him, I guess, allegedly restrained to a bed or something like that. So anyway, his lawyers filed an appeal to get his sentence overturned. They heard evidence of it or something like that, and they actually agreed that they were going to look into it. And he was able to bond out, and so he was released, I think, within 48 hours. Jail
he
really didn't.
For being a liar, pants on fire.
That's what politicians do.
People do it all the time.
Joe Biden been lying to the American people since his campaign trail. His campaign trail. So if anybody need to be in jail, it's him. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm glad he doesn't have to be in jail.
Yeah. So I guess our free Juicy worked, you know? I think they heard us. I think they heard our cries for Juicy. They heard our cry.
I saw Journey side by side walking him into that courtroom.
Listen, that family, let me tell you something. One thing you ain't gonna ever be able to come through is the Smoulettes. They gonna always stick with each other. They gonna ride for each other. Them kids. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a beautiful family.
How many are there?
I want to say there's 7.
Jesus Christ.
I think there's either 6 or 7.
That's so many Smoulettes.
Because I know that there's 2 girls, and then there's Juicy.
Journey.
Journey is the girl. There's 2 girls. Juicy. There's that one. There's the oldest one. So maybe 5 or 6. Maybe 5 or 6.
And they all have J names.
Yes. Because there was a show. Remember I told you the show that they had as kids?
Yeah, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. They were raised by the older brother. The older brother and the older sister were like taking care of the younger ones because their parents, I think, died or something like that. And just going through the wilds of them going to school and just trying to, raise their younger siblings. But anyway, it was a really good show, though.
What was it called?
The Smoulettes. I don't know. But I think it was only like maybe a season or 2, something like that. But anyway, it came on there. Anyway, speaking of Smoulettes and families.
Speaking of Smoulettes.
Yes. Did you see the kind of viral video thing that happened with hold on, pause. I'll cut this. Where are we going with that? Y'all. Okay.
Speaking of, where the fuck were we going to take that point?
Listen, I be having notes on this computer. This is not just for decoration, but my notes are so out of whack and like out of order. I don't know what order we were supposed to be saying this stuff
in. Fucking dead.
What were we talking about? Oh, the video. Yes, the basketball. Okay. 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. What's up? So, speaking of other news, like in families, especially families sticking together, what were you telling me about? Something about a basketball player and his family or something like that, allegedly stealing from him?
So there is a viral TikTok going around. Mm-hmm. Michael Beasley, who was an NBA player, he played for the Heat.
Oh, okay.
He went on the Pivot podcast, which I feel like we've been talking shit about alpha male podcasts.
We're talking truth, not shit.
I'm sorry. We've been focusing on very negative alpha male podcasty types lately. This is a male podcast, the Pivot podcast, and he went on, and that's just a video clip going around, and he's talking about his family and growing up and having to take care of them and his mental health. Mm-hmm. And I saw it and I was like, oh, this is the positive podcast I've been needing, because it was very much just the host telling him. I'll just play it.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm talking about my own mother stole. Remember, RP, but my own mother stole from me. You feel me? Like I had to wake up one day in the league, one day in the summertime, and find out everybody was stealing from me down. Everybody, from my financial advisor, from my mom, to everybody in my fucking family. To everybody was, you dig what I'm saying? To the point where
getting the cut.
To the point where I was faced with 2 evils. It's like, okay, do I let this go on and not tell them because this is my family, or do I cut them off and don't have no family?
What was your decision?
At first, I tried to explain to them, but you can't explain $1 million problems to somebody ain't never seen $10.
My Lord.
When he said you can't explain $1 million problems to people that have never seen $10 before, I was like, sir,
that's the truth.
Get with common. Write it down.
Because quiet as it's kept, he did the same thing. Like, he didn't, see that amount of money, and he had to learn how to navigate through it. That's insane. But but the rest of the video is because it's a longer clip. But the rest of the video was talking about him being, like, not suicidal, but was it kind of like that?
He was alluding to the fact that he had suicidal ideations and that he's been trying very hard to find trustworthy people he can keep close to him, and that it's been a very hard challenge for him, and he hasn't been able to do it, and he's tired of having to work so hard to find people he can trust to be around him. And it was just really sad. But then the host of the podcast is just telling him, like, listen, I'm here and people love you and you have so much to live for, and whatever you want me to be to you, if you just want me to listen to you, if you just want someone to talk to you, I can be that for you. But there's these burdens placed on, especially in the Black community, strong, athletic, talented men, and that you are the one who's supposed to grow up, and because you have this talent, you're going to put on for everybody else. You're going to bring us with you. You're going to get money. You're going to provide for us. And the same thing of Black women. You're supposed to be strong and help this household and all of these things. So it was just nice to see a man talking to another man being like,
and being vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. So
I think it's sad though, like, you know, I mean, we could talk about the racial disparities, especially with African Americans and just the whole history, right? There's a whole long line of why African Americans, especially single mothers, push their sons to be these great grand athletes, right? To help get them out of the ghetto. We could talk about the whole history that we know that. But I just think it's very sad that that's sometimes the only option that people have. And then they put these unrealistic expectations on these men. And then you expect people to just pay for everything that you do. And it's like, yeah, I get it that you help this child reach this pinnacle of athleticism, but it is not their responsibility to carry you the rest of the way. Now, if they do it out of the kindness of their heart. But for you to go and quit your job, or you to go and have this, you know, expectation and the sense of entitlement that this grown person now has to take care of you because now they have millions of dollars. It's like, well, if they just want to help you out, then they can. But you should still be going to work doing a 9 to 5.
Yeah, and I don't know his situation because I didn't listen to the full podcast, which I probably will go back and do. But it sounds like he was taking care of them, and they were still stealing from him. So that would be even harder, I feel. Yeah. Because you're working your ass off, you think you're doing everything you can, and then you find out that the people you think are the closest to you are still taking shit from you.
Well, even I saw this one clip earlier this week, actually, where Steve Harvey, this has kind of been going viral too, where he was talking about how he owed the IRS $22 million. Holy shit. Because his financial advisor or his accountant allegedly, and I'm just saying that for the protection of our podcast, that they were, when he would do his taxes and stuff, he would say, oh, okay, you owe the government $600,000. So what Steve Harvey would do is like, okay, go in the bank account, like I'll write the checks or whatever. And instead of them sending the money to the IRS, they were like pocketing that money. And so all of a sudden, he said years later down the line, he got a notice from the IRS and they were like, yo, you owe us $22 million.
Financial advisors are some of the scummiest
They're
people.
Horrible. They're worse than politicians. They're worse than lawyers. Like,
and money is
horrible.
Such an intimate, vulnerable.
Yes.
Like when you bank accounts naked, like that's everything to you.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing is, it's crazy because like people say, oh, well, why don't you should just watch your money better. Here's the thing. For example, I'm not really a big fan of Steve Harvey, but look at the amount of jobs this man has. Like, he's on Family Feud. He has a radio show. He has a talk show. He has a judge show. All these different venues and areas that he has, he can't keep up with all that stuff by himself. So the fact that you hired this person, because even the same thing happened with Fat Joe. Fat Joe had a financial advisor that allegedly stole from him as well, or was mismanaging his funds, and he owed the IRS, and he ended up having to go to jail for that. And I'm just like, dude. You're like, who's responsible? Again, it's just sad that black men or people just cannot be successful without having to feel the burden of carrying everybody else behind them.
Did you ever watch nope, that's not the show I'm talking about. It's another black show. Did you ever watch Ballers?
I started to watch it, but I really couldn't get into it. But I did see a couple episodes.
There's a couple episodes in there where it's
that's the one with The Rock.
Yes. Yeah. And our personal fave, John David Washington.
Yes.
There are a couple episodes of guys who, like, The Rock will go into someone's house, one of the players on the team. It's for those people who don't know, it's about NFL players. And he'll walk into the house and it's just like all of their friends, and they're partying and they're drinking and they're like having these out of control things happen. And the NFL player is sitting there just kind of like not participating because he doesn't want to be. And The Rock will kind of be like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, these are my friends. These are my cousins. These are the people I've grown up with. Like, they have nowhere to go. I'm basically paying for their lifestyle.
Yeah.
I was like, sad. That's how it is.
Well, even too, like, there was this other viral video that was going around this week. And I want to play the clip from it. You remember the show, the hit TV show Family Matters, right? With Steve.
Did I do that?
Exactly. So there was a clip that happened where we know that Carl and Harriet actually had 3 children, Eddie, Laura, and Judy. Now, Judy was the youngest daughter, but she was only on the show for 1 season. And all of a sudden, she just went upstairs and never came down. and what was insane was the fact that when you found out her story, like the next time you saw her, she made headlines like she was doing porn. And people were just like, oh my God, what happened? So of course she did like a, True Hollywood Story or whatever. And
do you remember that show?
I used to love those.
Yo.
And she came out basically talking about how her mom allegedly asked for more money for the show for her role, because of course, you know, she had more speaking roles and all this other kind of stuff. And so the producers were like, no, we'll do you one better. Get out. And we just fired her.
Damn.
And so the mother on what you call, let me just find
It's insane to me that before social media, before the internet was popping, you would have to wait for someone's, like a celebrity's life to rock bottom before you could get any information, and they would end up on an E! True Hollywood story
20 years later.
20 years later, and then you would know the tea.
So this is what Joe Marie Payton said about
Is that Rudy?
Kelly Williams. What? No.
Rudy? Who?
Her name is Harriet. Harriet Winslow, played by Joe Marie Payton. And then Judy was played by Kelly Williams. Kelly Shane Williams. So this is what she basically had to say. Sweet Lamb of God.
Judy, Jamie Foxworth and all. Don't think for a minute that we did not go in. We were together. I was personally very hurt by that. And when I mentioned it to the producers, I said, you guys need to tell me something that's not only creative, but also politically correct in order to straighten out this situation. Because there's no way in the world, a family, you gave me 3 kids. You took away my baby. If you had taken away my oldest child, we could have always come up with an excuse that she was
we would have been happy.
That she was in the mall or she was with her friends. You took away my baby. And when I asked you, why did you take away the baby girl, you said nobody would notice. I said, you know what? When we're walking down the street, nobody's going to notice you because they're not going to ask you. They're going to ask me, what happened to Judy?
It wasn't Kelly Williams. Sorry, that was played by Laura. Her name was Jamie Foxworth.
That's so weird because there's another actor named Jamie Foxx.
I think was it Jamie Foxworthy or Jamie Foxworth? That was her name, Jamie Foxworth, who played Judy, not Kelly Williams. Kelly Williams is Laura, but it was. I mean, just the fact that even when she was talking about how her mom, you know, her whole family moved to Hollywood to be able to support her dream, and then all of a sudden they ask for more money, and then they're denied, and they don't have a job, and she's like, she still had to try to help provide. And I'm like, this is a child. Like,
that's insane.
So you're carrying your whole family. And I just think that is so unfair to the person who's successful.
Is so common though. Have you seen, again, all I do is watch TV, but did you watch,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did you watch Honey Boy?
No.
Honey Boy is, what was Shia LaBeouf? Shia LaBeouf was filming Peanut Butter Falcon, which is also a really good movie.
Never heard of that.
He was filming Peanut Butter Falcon with Dakota Johnson, and it's about this young guy who has, does he have Down syndrome? And he lives in like a group home, and he just wants to be a wrestler, and he watches all these wrestling videos while he like escapes from the group home. He ends up, it's kind of like Tom Sawyer. He like ends up meeting Shia LaBeouf, and Shia LaBeouf is like, I'll take you where you want to go. Okay. While he was filming that, Shia LaBeouf had a fucking breakdown. He like was drunk and got arrested, all this stuff. He ends up having to go to rehab. While he was in rehab, he writes the script for a movie called Honey Boy, and it's about him and his dad growing up because Shia LaBeouf was famous and he was a young actor. And it was just about like how crazy his dad was and how much his dad pushed him and how he was providing for his whole family when he was like 10 years old.
I mean, even look at Britney Spears.
I know.
That's one of the reasons why her dad took over as her conservatorship, because again, you're bringing everybody on. Like your dad is your manager, your mom is this, and then your sister is that, and you try to give people, who have been there for you in the beginning, from the beginning of time. You try to give them something, but that should not be your responsibility to take care of these grown ass people, especially if they were moving and shaking in this world before you even existed.
Yeah.
I mean, parents sacrifice a lot for their children to be celebrities. I totally understand that, and I'm not negating the sacrifices that they make, but there should be no level of expectation of what you should have in return. Because even, what's his name? Zendaya's dad,
Coleman.
Yes, but we just know her as Zendaya. I don't know why I tried
She
to
don't
pull
need
up
a
her
last name. Y'all know
But
who the fuck it is.
Her dad was even talking about how fathers, especially Black fathers of successful women in Hollywood, are often pushed to the side. Like Matthew Knowles and all that kind of stuff. I was like, Matthew Knowles was kind of making dumb decisions. But anyway,
he wouldn't let his baby fly.
That's why she. First of all, here's the thing: if your own daughter fires you as their manager,
she was like, "Dad, I'm sexy now." All right.
I just think too, she grew up and she was like, "No, my dad ain't shit."
Anyway, you know why? It's because she was having relations with Mr. Rockefeller himself.
Well, He grew her up, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, what were you talking about, Wendy Williams?
Wendy Williams. There's always something fucking going on with Wendy Williams.
Besides
how you doing?
The fact that she lost her show. Well, she didn't. Well, kind of. Yeah, she did. Mm-hmm.
Let me politically correctly tell you what's going on.
For a long
Wendy
period
Williams.
of time.
A long period. That video is still so good.
Have you ever seen Scarlet Takes a Tumble? Classic internet.
There's some old internet videos and I'm just like, the kids will never understand.
They won't. They really won't.
I had to find a Vine the other day. Do you remember Vine?
Yeah.
Okay.
You almost made me drop my croissant.
Classic. Okay. Do you know how hard it is to find a Vine on the internet?
Yeah, because Instagram took it.
My God. I was searching for probably an hour before I found it.
Yeah. Because they said that she was spending too much money. And she was making questionable decisions with her money. AKA, they trying to make you crazy when they can't control you. And she ain't got no, they don't have
and then
money.
that's why they took the show, right?
Well, they took the show because she kept saying she had health reasons, health issues and stuff. She's probably just, she was still doing crack, allegedly. No, I'm serious.
Crack cocaine?
You didn't know she did crack?
She's not skinny enough to do
No,
crack.
she came out because there was a situation. Well, while Fowler was finding her story, there was she came out and she announced that she was still going to her dealer, and when it happened when Whitney Houston died. When Whitney Houston died, she
had
came
the
on
same
her
dealer.
No,
What a flex, dude! What a flex to have the same crack dealer as Whitney Houston.
What you will not do is disrespect Whitney Houston on this podcast. That's what you will not do.
She did cocaine. She did not do crack.
Thank you.
Crack is whack.
Whack.
Crack is for poor people.
Here's the thing. She had judged Whitney Houston for so long and had talked so bad about her and the fact that she was allegedly on drugs. And so when Whitney Houston died, she came onto her show and was like bawling her eyes out. And like she confessed, she was like, I just always felt a personal connection to her. And I'm like, you dogged this lady out her whole fucking career, even when she was on your radio talk show.
About everybody.
Exactly. But she like fiercely came after Whitney Houston. And so she basically was like, I up until like a year or two ago was still seeing my, my cocaine dealer and da-da-da-da-da. So she kind of confessed that she also had a cocaine issue, allegedly had a cocaine
because
addiction.
People who judge the thing they judge hardest about other people is the thing they're fucking doing themselves.
That's why Greg Abbott, I feel like, is gay. Because he come hard after gays. It's ridiculous. He hates women, allegedly, and he getting his back blown out by a man, allegedly.
What back he does have?
I didn't say that. You said it.
What do you think? He's like a low T? What is he? He doesn't have legs, but he's got his whole uppers.
He could be a high T.
High T.
Yeah, I think he's a high T.
So he's getting half his black blown out.
Or he could be a C7. He's probably a T1 or something. Who knows? Anyway,
we'll look it up.
Yeah.
Anyway. Wendy Williams is in a lawsuit with Wells Fargo, who has frozen her bank accounts for the last 2 months.
That's horrible. Because
they're saying that she is not of sound mind and body. They're requesting a conservatorship, saying she's spending her money on crazy shit. Allegedly. But yeah, I didn't know that the bank could request a conservatorship over someone's money.
Here's the thing. When have you ever heard of a bank doing that?
Never, honey.
Let me just say this, and I don't know a whole crap ton about banks, but I do know this: banks don't have any money.
I do know big bank take little bank. If you know what I mean.
But the thing is, banks don't really have any real money.
No.
The problem with banks is that you can go in there and say, I want $10,000 of my own money. They're going to tell you the max you can take out is $5,000. You know why? Because they got to supply the rest of everybody else that comes to those drive-thrus, and they come through the lobby to give them money. Because all banks do is rob Peter to pay Paul. That's it.
Banks do is pull all your cute little money in your checking and savings account to lend out to people to buy homes.
Absolutely.
To charge them interest on those homes. There's no real...
This is why they have overdraft
capitalism
fees.
Is a fantasy.
Yep. And so the fact that they're saying that we think she's crazy. We think she's this and this and that. No, y'all are doing that because y'all know Wendy Williams got way too much fucking money and she wants to pull her money out of your bank and you don't have it to give her is the point.
Didn't Wells Fargo just get in trouble for some shit?
Yeah, they were allegedly, again, for the protection of the podcast, they were forcing their employees to allegedly have very aggressive tactics in building new accounts and faking new accounts that were open.
That's right. There were a bunch of accounts that weren't real.
It wasn't real. And so they had to pay back millions of dollars to people and stuff like that, allegedly. So, but yeah, I really think that Wendy Williams has a shit ton of money. She probably wants to move her money from Wells Fargo. And they're like, bitch, if you taking money, what we gonna have?
Not a damn thing.
We don't have it. We don't have it to
How much
give.
money do you think Wendy Williams has? If you had to estimate her net worth.
I would probably say she's probably worth about, I would say 30 to 40 million.
Wow.
I definitely think her net worth is really high.
No, I'm saying wow, because this says $40 million.
Really? Yep. Yeah. See, I was right. Haha. Yeah.
How you doing?
Wells Fargo ain't got 40 million. I tell you that right now. Bank of America ain't no better.
Yeah, so she went on. She's telling everybody. She's like, I want my money.
Well, you know who has money?
Who?
Joe Biden. Because he just gave Ukraine $13.6 billion.
Yo, but you can't take care of my cute little 200,000.
You know, it's kind of like Joe Biden reminds me of a deadbeat father. Right?
With a girlfriend?
Right. And the girlfriend has a child and he's like daddy of the year to the child.
Just turned 16, got her a new car.
Exactly. But then your kids who are biologically yours, you don't take care of them. That's literally what Joe Biden is doing right now.
Deadbeat.
Like you got money for and I'm not saying that the Ukrainians should not have money. That's not what I'm saying. But they are not your children.
I'm saying that's not your personal circus. We are your personal monkeys.
Exactly. And I voted for you, sir.
The least you could do is clear some of the debt off my account. Speaking of shit fathers, allegedly.
Okay.
Did you see that viral TikTok going around? And it's the wife of the pastor dragging his ass through the mud because he left their family to go be with some white girl. Yo, it is so good.
Oh, God.
I love the internet.
Here's the thing about the internet. I really don't understand why people put some of the most intimate things on the internet.
I'm like, aren't you embarrassed?
I'm embarrassed for you. And then the thing is, you're trying to embarrass them, but we only see you.
Okay, this is it. Ready? 3 million views.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Hey, TikTok world. So I'm not good at keeping up on trends, like legit. But apparently there's a new trend of, I can take your man. And all I gotta say is, congratulations, Jessie Bailey. This beautiful nurse, St. Francis Hospital, Tulsa, Oklahoma, decided she wanted to play. And what did she win? Boom. Christian preacher, ordained minister, Christian Grey. Oh, what?
Is that the
Look
wife?
at her
Oh, Jesus.
raising up in the ranks. You got yourself an authentic, tall, dark, handsome, God.
Anyway, it goes on and on. 3 million people have seen it. She just drags him through the mud, but I'm like, honey.
But you're the one that looks crazy because you can hear it in her voice that she is scorned.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all have kids.
Ooh, please go to the altar and lay your burdens down.
Can you imagine someone coming? You're in high school, right? Think back. Close your eyes. I know it was like 30 years ago for you, but close your eyes.
Fuck up.
Close your eyes.
No, I will not.
Come on, imagine it.
No.
Someone but also imagine that there's cell phones back then.
No.
Smartphones. Someone runs up to you and they're like, dude, look at your mom. And it's just your mom dragging your philandering father all over social media.
I would call the cops on my mom.
I'd be like,
to my dad.
I would be like, hello, Wells Fargo, freeze the accounts.
Freeze them all. Freeze it all.
She does not have sound mind.
Shut it down, Joe. Shut it all down. That's horrible.
Yeah, dude.
That's
But also, stop cheating on your wives.
But stop putting your business in the street is the point. Because then everybody has an opinion and y'all don't understand. No, we don't want to understand. It's not our business.
Also,
keep that at your address.
For the love of the Lord, stop doing this and being preachers.
Well, the problem is people need to stop putting preachers on pedestals as if they're not human beings, because they are, and they fall all the time.
Jesus fell 3 times.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that?
Stations of the Cross.
What's Stations of the Cross?
You don't know what Stations of the Cross are?
97.4 FM. I'm kidding.
super Catholic shit. Stations of the Cross. There's like 14 stations on the first you know what? Oh my God, I have to take you.
I'm not Catholic.
I have to take you to Stations of the Cross. That is a whole wow. And in the season of Easter, listen, this is gonna be good.
I went to one of my patients' funeral, which I won't do again. Anyway. I've gone to too many funerals of my patients. Anywho, and I didn't do anything to them. This was just the inevitable. Anyway, and so I went to this, and she happened to be Catholic, and they were saying that, I don't want to say it wrong and disrespect Catholic religion, the rosary, and they were doing the prayer. And I was like, why do they keep repeating? Like, that man was praying for like an hour. I was like, this is worse than the black church. Like,
it's 100 prayers, or 105.
Yeah, and I was like, what is he doing with the beads in his hand?
Counting all those damn prayers.
What the hell? And it was like, Holy Mary, Mother of God, keep us from our... I was just like...
When I tell you, this is...
The hell?
I want you to know what Catholic school is like during Easter.
Oh, Jesus.
You're going... Worse. So Stations of the Cross is basically... they break down the day of the crucifixion into like... pictures with stories and little like prayers and what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever.
Supplications. I don't know.
Yeah, so you go through each one, but while you're going through the Stations of the Cross, you're praying the rosary, which is 10 prayers 10 times.
Oh, Jesus.
10 Hail Marys 10 times with some Our Father sprinkled out for a little pizzazz.
That's like having shut-ins at a black church.
So you go to the station, you read the station, you say the prayer for the station, and then you do your 10 Hail Marys for that station, and you keep going. And you're kneeling, preferably the entire time.
I think Jesus be sick of y'all.
And we would do that shit every Wednesday. And then right before Easter, you would have live Stations of the Cross. So you have people performing the stations instead of someone just walking to each little plaque that's up on the wall. You'd have them enacting like him getting whipped and him he falls 3 times. That's why I say that.
No, I know he fell
in the depiction of that. But
we had plays like that too where we were.
But man, it's long as shit. And your knees get numb. You come up, they look like waffles. It's like kneeling on grits.
Grits like Dakota Fanning did in Secret Life of Bees.
We talk about Secret Life of Bees. This should be a Secret Life of Bees podcast.
That movie was really good.
We bring it up every episode.
Plays a beehive on my grave.
We have got to go to Stations of the Cross so you can understand.
When I'm dead and gone. Anyway. Yeah, that's... Yeah. I don't see how y'all still manage to get out within an hour.
We don't.
Y'all don't? So y'all like, so Catholic church is like a black church.
This isn't church service.
Oh, that's just
this is in addition.
Oh. We had like when I grew up, I had like, we had 8:15 service, then we had another service at 11:30. Then you take a break, then you come back at 6:30. And I'm like, Jesus is sick of us praying to him. Let somebody else get on the main line. Y'all holding up the line. Jesus, pray to God once. He heard you the first time.
No, this would be like...
Good God almighty.
Tuesday, you go to confession. Wednesday, you block off an hour and a half just for Stations of the Cross. You're just praying the rosary and doing the stations. Friday, you're going to Mass. Sunday, you're going to Mass.
See, in the black church, Monday, you got youth rehearsal. Tuesday, you got adult rehearsal. Wednesday, you got Bible study. Thursday, you got revival. Friday, you got something else. Saturday, you got choir rehearsal. Then Sunday, you got 3 services of the day. It was horrible. And half of them people are still hellion. So it's like all that Jesus, y'all shouting and just getting all mercy and everything else. And y'all still just as downright horrible as you could ever be. Anywho, neither here nor there. What were you telling me about Mike Tyson and some gummies or something like that?
I just have never met someone who stays as relevant for the one crazy thing they did as Mike Tyson.
What do you mean?
He has a cannabis line.
Company. Oh, I love that.
Love that for him, right? They have released a cannabis gummy, an edible that is ear-shaped.
Oh, Jesus.
So people are just snacking on ears.
I love it.
Mike Tyson.
I think Evander Holyfield should have done that. but because his ear was the one that was bitten off.
He wasn't the freaking predator. He was
seriously. Wow.
Yeah, it would be like O.J. Simpson coming out with a line of leather gloves.
But you know what I love about Mike Tyson? I love the fact that he was able to like go through that and admit it and like take responsibility and accountability for it, and for him and Evander Holyfield to kind of have a good relationship after that point, and to see his like his level of maturity even at his age now, like how much more calm that he is,
more calm than biting someone's ear.
Yeah, like have you ever heard? Because he has a podcast. Have you ever heard his podcast?
No, I only listen to ours.
No, well, Good. That's
as should you.
Absolutely. But no, his podcast is actually really, really good. He has people on there. He's always telling people like, listen, you got to stay positive. You can't hold all that anger within you. And just to see like his metamorphosis happen like on TV. It's amazing. Yeah.
Did you ever listen to that song, Hillary Duff, Metamorphosis? Yo, that album was chef's kiss. Tell me about it.
Your white side coming out. You were also telling me something about marijuana license and convicted felons.
So New York is,
which is a great story, by the way,
in the starting phases, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know how far along they are. I don't think it's done deal yet, but they are legalizing marijuana sales. And they are reserving the first 100 licenses. I have a sneeze stuck at the tip of my nose. And 1 and a 2.
Bless you.
Whoop, excuse me.
Definitely cut that out.
They are reserving the first 100 licenses to go to individuals with marijuana convictions.
That's awesome.
Now they better be people of color is what I have to fucking say about that.
Exactly.
Second of all, I need you to expunge that shit.
No, here's the thing. This is my personal opinion. I personally think that no one in the United States of America should be allowed to have a marijuana dispensary license except for those men and women who were sent to jail with these crazy sentences for marijuana. They should be the only ones allowed to do it. First of all, they have experience.
First of all, I would trust them.
They know quality. They know, quality assurance, data analysis. They know finance and budgeting. Exactly. These people have business degrees, local business degrees. But I really, truly
from
believe,
the streets.
Yeah, I believe that they should be the only ones with a license. Nobody, if you don't have a record for going to jail for marijuana, you should not have a license to sell it.
Surely. Can you imagine how pissed off the people were that were in prison when they started legalizing marijuana and all these people were making
millions of dollars.
Money?
Yep.
Doing the same exact thing on a larger scale that these people were doing, and the state was making money because they were taxing it like you wouldn't believe.
And these people were selling drugs to feed their families. I mean, to also be kingpins. But the basis of it, they were trying to support their families. That's all
I
I'm
wonder
saying.
what the stats are on that.
On what?
Like, I feel like the majority of people who sell marijuana are just like not low level drug dealers, but like down on the totem pole drug dealers, just dealing to make money, a little bit of money, not to like.
Well, that's why everybody did.
Not cocaine cowboys out here. You know what I mean?
I think everybody did it to make quick, fast money to be able to help their families. But then you get so lost in it because the money is so fast and it's so much at one time. So
this is for all the people that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter.
R.I.P. Biggie Smalls. But
dude, it was the anniversary of his death the other day.
Really?
March 9th.
He has a grandchild.
25 years. He's been dead for 25 years.
That's crazy. Then his mom passed away a couple years ago. Yeah, but he still has his daughter.
And
I
son.
think she just had a baby. I want to say.
Oh, they look allegedly just like him.
Yes, they do. Even though, like, even his son looks like Faith, but that's still, you could tell,
Jamaican genes.
Yes, it's just like, nah, you definitely Biggie's son. you're more of Biggie's son than Faith's son. But also doing the news, Netflix. Here's the thing, Netflix. I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all lives together because I feel like you're doing too much too fast, right? So earlier in the year, or at the end of last year, they increased. No, it was actually this year.
They raised the price.
They raised the price of the subscription, right, to have Netflix.
Dirty, skeezy.
Which is, I mean, we're still
on the heels of the pandemic.
Exactly. We all were rooting for you and supported you through, Tiger King and everything. Like, stop. And so now they are literally they're testing a fee for people who are giving out their password, and whoever, like the extra households that they have, they're trying to put a fee on the account holder's account.
That's no.
I am one who does not pay for. I don't pay for. Do you pay for Netflix?
I mean, my mom does.
Right. My best friend, I have her password, and I have been using it for like 3 years. That's not the point. Point being, thank you, Larissa. However, you should not charge her. Maybe I'll just pay the fee then.
So you're telling me if I'm a college kid living on my parents' bill or dime, still technically, you're gonna fucking charge me to pay for my kids' Netflix subscription because they're in a dorm room somewhere?
That's horrible.
Or if I'm paying for like my grandparents' subscription because they watch one thing on Netflix.
Exactly.
And we're not doing it.
It's disrespectful.
I'm rising up. And you don't even have Friends anymore. You're taking all the good shows off.
Who the fuck cares about Friends?
Everyone cares about Friends.
Watch Living Single. It's way better. That was the original blueprint.
Okay.
Friends is the copy.
Anyway.
All black everything over here.
I'm rooting for everyone black.
All right. Anything else we got to talk about before we go to the Rehab Corner?
What are you watching?
Ooh, I just started watching. What's the movie called? It's called Life After Death. Sorry, with Tyler Henry. He's the celebrity like psychic medium.
The young little white kid.
Yeah,
he's so sweet.
First of all, I would love to like talk to a psychic medium. I would love to talk to Teresa. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The hair, the nails, the Mercedes that she got detailed every week.
I love it.
The way that it would show her and her family and her kids.
Yeah. You ever see her like when she smacks her lips when somebody like a dead person is around her? She's just like, it's just so weird. But
I used to bawl my eyes out watching that show.
I mean, people think it's fake, but I definitely think that psychic mediums are real. Because you know what? Like, let's take a quick detour, right? So, you know how like I grew up in a very strict religious household, right? Like growing up in a Pentecostal apostolic church. And what I think is insane is that the black church, I'll just call it and label it the black church for the sake of the conversation. The black church always tries to demonize talking to the dead. Mm-hmm. And I think it's such a contradiction because yes, they're like, oh, that's demonic. You don't mess with spirits and spirits can transfer and all this kind of stuff, which we know that to be true, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the contradiction in that, right? You say that you should not communicate with the dead, but you talk to Jesus who died and rose again on the third day. Then you talk about, well, why are you talking to the dead? Why are they talking to you? You know, you don't know who you're talking to and blah, 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 blah. But then you were filled with the precious gift of the Holy Ghost.
Amen.
Not just any ghost, the Holy Ghost. So, like you're speaking in unknown tongues where you don't understand it. And it's a language between you and Jesus. Absolutely. I'm not negating that. I completely understand what it is. But I think it's so contradictory for the black church to say you shouldn't talk to a psychic medium. When you got prophets who prophesy.
From the Lord.
Exactly.
When I would watch that show, and when Tyler had a show on E before as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what it was called, but I remember I've seen him before. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking that's where it was. They never say anything like negative or, you know what I mean? It's always a very positive healing experience for the person, or they're getting closure that they needed, you know, things like that. And I'm like, even if this is all bullshit, this person now feels better. You have added something positive to their life. I'm getting a little serotonin kick off of it. We're not hurting anybody. I'm not over here, you know, cursing people.
I'm not with a Ouija board
with
trying
a Ouija,
to do seances and stuff. Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, even with my dad, after my dad died, like he used to visit me in dreams all the time. And I love that because I was just like my posture has always been to make him feel like he is welcome to visit me in my dreams. Or even, I don't know that I want him to visit me in person, but that might be a little
Would you be
too far.
scared or would you be like calmed?
As long as it's not at nighttime, I don't think I would be
there's
afraid.
something about a spirit at night. I don't know if I'm about that.
Yeah, don't come to me at night. Come to me in the morning so I can, you know, but I don't think I would mind. But anytime my dad has, because my dad still visits me in my dreams, which is amazing. But every time that he visits me in my dreams, he looks like his normal regular self.
Wow. And
he's always like talking to me. And then sometimes in the dreams I can hear what he's saying. And other times it's just like we're engaged in the conversation and I can't hear anything. So, but that just lets me know that he's looking out for me. So I'm appreciative for that. I don't look at that as demonic.
And
I really don't.
I know that like in the 90s, who was that white guy with the brown hair who had a show? And he would like call out some random person in the audience and be like, oh, I'm getting a feeling. What the hell was that?
Miss Cleo. I'm kidding. No, I don't know.
This is going to piss me off. There was a show and a guy was a psychic medium and it was all fake basically. Right?
Oh, Jesus, that's horrible.
And there were a bunch of shows like that and people saying that they could, you know, communicate with those who have passed on. But I'm like, and you should never do that. I don't think you should lie to someone. But if someone is so desperate to hear what they want to hear and you're telling them something positive and they're now receiving that closure and can move on with their life.
Yeah,
is it the worst thing in the world?
I just think that death is such an unknown thing and like it is so finite and there's a lot of times you don't have closure even if you get to see somebody on their deathbed and you get to talk to them and tell them how much you love them. That's still not closure. And for you to know that your loved one sees your child or sees you being successful or seeing you and the rest of your family doing wonderful, what's the harm in that? You know what I mean? Because like you would want to know what's going on. I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't. You talking about this guy?
John Edward.
Never mind.
His name is John Edward.
I thought you were talking about James Vaughn.
This guy. Do you remember this show?
Oh yeah,
this guy. This
him.
Creepy. He looks like the guy from Ratatouille.
I hate you.
He does.
So his was fake?
I think his was fake.
He had the audacity to go allegedly to go on Oprah. God dang it. Horrible.
Yeah. I don't know. If you're not just be a good person.
Yeah. I just think that
anyway, that's a good show. I need to watch that. I saw it come out and I was so
really
happy that he had a show again. He's just also the sweetest little human being.
He is. He's super cute. Super, super cute. All right. What are you watching?
I'm still watching Peaky Blinders. I remember how we were talking about how like once in a while I see a show and I'm like, white men, are they all terrible? Maybe not. Yes. Cillian Murphy. God, he's doing it for me. Peaky Blinders. I will keep watching that show.
Okay.
Watching Peaky Blinders, watching Upload. Ever seen it on Amazon Prime? The one where you can, when you die, you can upload your consciousness to this
a server
basically, and you can pay for different packages and you're just living your life. It was pretty interesting. So the second season came out. I've been watching that because this guy gets up, he dies quickly. He's in a car accident and his girlfriend at the time was just like, upload him. And he was like, no, I don't want to be uploaded. Like, I just want to pass. He ends up getting uploaded and she's like bankrolling his life there. And then he can't remember anything, but everyone else has memories. So he's wondering why he doesn't remember things. And so things start unfolding and he realizes like why his memories were wiped and what the memories were.
Yeah.
But it's a comedy and it's interesting. So I'm watching the second season of that.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
That's it.
Well, let's head on over to the Rehab Corner. All right. What were you laughing? Were you getting ready to say something else?
No, because you go, all right.
So I was like, okay, here's the thing. This is still in the Rehab Corner. I'm going to keep this in. So you know how I do the editing and stuff, right? And so here's the funny part. There are some days I'm like, did I really edit that for real? Because at parts I'm like, let's take a quick break. But you know, I do that for the audio so then we can put the sponsor stuff in there. So then on YouTube, we're just like, all right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we're back from the break. And I'm like, Monica, why can't you just put something in there? But I think I'm so tired by the time I'm editing. And I'm like, put something in there. And it's just like, we're going to go to a break. All right, we're back. We didn't take a break at all. But anyway, what are we talking about in the Rehab Corner?
I'm going to talk about ugly, mean, disrespectful, miserable ass people.
Specifically where?
At the hospital.
Okay.
Where I work. Let me tell you. Being on light duty for the last 2 weeks has been
horrible.
Spiritually a trial.
Jeez.
Lord.
You had to put on the whole armor of God to go into work.
The helmet.
The helmet
shield,
of salvation.
Yes.
The breastplate of righteousness. Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It's people are off. Like I am one of those people who, and I know you are as well. Like servers. Yep, that's it.
Yep, servers. Okay.
Just like anyone working in a job that you're like, man, customer service. Anyone working in customer service. I'm like, I don't need to be unless you're in like outright piece of trash to me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be rude to you because I know your job probably fucking sucks and you deal with crazy people all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, that's how I navigate the world. Mm-hmm. Ignorantly, I assume people also navigate the world that way as well. They don't, because I worked at the front desk of a hospital for the last 2 weeks and it's miserable. People are so mean, are so rude. They think that I make up rules just as they walk in the door for them specifically, like they've been slighted their entire life. And I'm just like, listen, I'm like the most neutral person you can deal with right now. Like this isn't even my real job. So it's been hard. I've been making it through. People are trash.
So what specifically happened at work?
So,
because I heard you lost a little bit of your thug thizzle.
Yo, I don't cry. I'm not a crier. Like I don't do it. I think it's dumb for me.
If I cry, you better run because somebody gonna die.
I can count on like a hand the times I've cried in the last like 5 years. Mm-hmm. Doesn't happen. This man comes in to the fucking front desk. And he tries to check in, and I just tell him like, oh, hey, sir, it's actually one visitor at a time. There's already a visitor in the room. So for you to go in, they would have to come down.
Yeah.
You would have thought I just told him that they stopped selling Fruit Loops.
And that was
his favorite cereal. And that he was not allowed to buy them ever again in his entire life.
Yeah.
He starts going off on me, saying all this stuff, which like isn't actually crazy for the front desk. It's been happening a lot.
Yeah.
People call me an idiot. People call me stuff all the time. So I'm like, okay, well, he's like, so you're telling me that to get lost? And I was like, not really, but kind of, until your family member comes down. You got to get lost from right here because you can't even wait in the hospital. He like walks away to go call them, and he looks at me and he was like, hey, do you have family? I'm just standing there. I'm not even saying anything. He's like, I hope they go to the hospital and I hope they fucking die. And he walks away. And I was like, it was like, the best like picture I can give you is like a big rock that you're trying to make a sculpture out of or something. And you just like, ping, hit it right in the right spot and the whole thing crumbles. It was also the full moon.
Yeah.
I was also hungover and tired. I just start tears just start falling down my face.
Did you cry in front of him?
He had already walked away.
I was going to say, because I hope he felt like a piece of shit like, that he is. Bastard.
Crying. Could not stop crying. And of course, all the little freaking 65-plus-year-old ladies at the front desk were like, hi, Mia, are you okay? Aww. Do not touch me when I'm crying.
Yeah.
Don't touch me. It's going to make it worse. Don't hug me. Don't make me feel better. Just don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
And that was my day. And I was like, you? And so I called my mom because, like, you just need to talk to your mom. I was like, I can't stop crying. I'm at work. I don't cry. And I don't cry at work. It's so like, why am I crying at work?
Yeah. And
she's like, listen, you know what it's like to have someone in the hospital. Yeah. You know, it's a horrible situation. He's having a horrible day. And, like, he shouldn't have said that to you. But, and I was like, no, people are so mean. I just, like, the idea that I would ever talk to someone like that, I would never do it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Unless you outright deserved it. I don't even think if you outright deserved it, I would, because I just wouldn't waste my time on you.
Yeah. That's not an excuse. Like, I don't care if the rules are rules. It's not like you make up these rules. Like, there is rules that you are following. And for him to say that, like, it's a difference. It's a different thing.
Chest, he said that.
It's a different thing for him to just say, man, God damn it, fuck you, lady. But the fact that he's like, I hope you have somebody die, like, that's goddamn, sir.
Well, and I would understand if his family was in an ICU, if it was a crazy situation. They were in a step down.
But I wouldn't even understand that. I don't care if your family member is dying in the hospital. You don't say that shit to somebody else. That's disrespectful.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck this job. This isn't even my real job. I'm supposed to be up on the floor.
I'm a whole ass occupational therapist,
I was like,
sir.
I have a master's degree. I'm sitting at the front desk.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So work was super awesome. Love it. Love it. I need rehab after this. And I went to PT this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah. On a positive note, I am not receiving physical therapy.
Well, hold that positive note, because I want to kind of piggyback on what you were talking about, the fact that this guy said this.
Oh, yeah, let's stay on the negative.
Well, I mean, not completely, but so Naomi Osaka, she had a bit of a breakdown, kind of like what you did, where she was playing, I can't remember the young lady that she was playing, but she was playing the Indian Wells tour and for tennis, and somebody in the crowd, I was getting ready to say scrummed out from fucking TikTok, screamed out, Naomi, you suck. And so she was just like, really? So of course it just threw her completely off her game. Like, what the hell are you talking about? So she tries to talk to I don't know if they're called the umpire, whatever. And she was just like, can they be removed? And so the lady was like, I don't know. It's like,
let me talk to my
manager.
Run
the damn game. Like, why don't you know the answer to this question? So long story short, they did not escort the person out. But when she was giving like her speech at the end, because of course she didn't win, and that completely took her out of her game. And at the very end, she was giving her speech and she was literally crying, and she was just like, she was like, y'all, like there's no reason to be mean. Like, I mean,
that's true.
She was like,
there's
go through a lot.
No reason to be mean.
But my thing is even too, like, you're at work. This is why I don't understand hecklers. Like, even you're at a comedy show, you're at a concert, you have paid money to go and see someone, and you would just talk shit. Go on a TikTok and do that stuff. Don't do that at people's jobs and then get mad when they kick you out. Like, even when they do that, LeBron, you suck, and then he has you removed. Oh, you're a fucking pussy. No, that man is at work and he has to be on his A game.
I am an elite athlete.
Right.
They need to be on the top of their game.
It's insane. But even just for you at work, like even last night we went out to dinner, and like we had the most amazing waitress. Are they called waitresses or servers? Waitress.
I think the person bringing the food and the water, man, yes. She was on it.
She was amazing. Like she kept me with the lemonade. It was great. The lemonade was really good.
You know, the wait staff, the people who helped you.
Yeah.
You know, when you're thinking like, oh man, I need to find them to bring a refill. She popped up.
Yeah, she did. We didn't have to ask her for anything.
Like I'm so ready to make my order. Oh, there she's right there.
She was very attentive. And one thing about people like that, like people who work in the business of service, because we do work in the business of service, especially those who don't have a steady paycheck as far as like, you know, having a salary and you're, you know, relying on tips. Like I am a big tipper.
Hey, big
I don't
tipper.
go out very often. So when I do tip, it's pretty good, I feel like. But I'm just like, you never know what these people are dealing with, and they have real life issues just like the rest of us. And for you to just take out your frustrations on them when all they're doing is they didn't cook the goddamn food, they're just bringing it to you.
Yeah,
like you're just telling this man directions or telling him instructions, and you just choose to be an asshole. Like,
yeah.
Anyway.
I just don't make me cry at work. No. I don't cry ever. And because I never cry, when I do cry, I don't know what I just like, I cannot emotionally regulate.
Somebody said date me. I can't stop crying.
I was like, why? It won't stop.
Okay, Christina Yang. What were you going to say? Something on a positive note?
On a positive note, I started going to physical therapy this week for my back.
Cool beans.
I apologize for all the shit I've talked about physical therapy in the past. It is helping.
We accept your apology.
He said my leg was a little bit off. Mm-hmm. So he adjusted it. Man, oh man. Is that what you went to school for? Because that shit worked like a charm.
Yes, I just can't do it on myself.
Oh.
That's the only thing that sucks about being a physical therapist. Some parts of your body you cannot fix.
Why have you never adjusted my back then? My SI?
Because my SI is fucked up. So the positions that I need to get into to help you, I can't get in.
He was all up in my nut and cracking it. And I was like, sir, Chad, we just met.
Exactly. So that's why even too when one of our other, like your coworker, my former coworker, every time she works on my back, I'm just like, yes, I could do this to other people if my back was in order. But
yeah, but it did help. So
yeah.
That was positive. Please be nice to people.
Yes.
As much shit as I talk, it's always funny, which I feel like.
And it's never to people who work in the business of service.
And it's never mean spirit. There's something about, I just don't like mean. I've never liked mean. I like haughty. I like a little pizzazz, shit talking, a little satire, some sarcasm all day. Don't fucking be mean. It's not nice.
Yeah.
Everyone's going through shit. We're coming out of a pandemic. I'm just a little girl.
You're not a little girl. You're a grown-ass woman.
I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. I'm a woman when I'm 30.
Oh, Jesus. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm a lady. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah, when that light bulb come on, girl, it's going to be a whew. I just hope I have a front row seat.
I just need to have a 30-year-old back when I'm 30, not a 78-year-old back. You know, that's my goal.
I was going to say, I don't think you want a 30-year-old back. I've never had one.
I'd rather a 30-year-old back than the shit I have now. This shit is like 57 for sure.
I was going to say, I've always had a 97-year-old back.
I'm creaky.
Always. And like a 107-year-old knee.
It's insane.
Definitely. My knees have been bad all my life.
You ain't got Megan knees?
Oh, no. Never had them. I'm like, Megan, what is it? Do you have cartilage? Are you a robot?
WD-40.
Jesus. I just don't understand how she just be bouncing like that. I'm like, girl, my whole knee would come out of my damn leg.
Collagen all day, every day.
Man. Maybe because she's born and raised in Houston and I was
born
and raised in Florida.
Yeah.
But you would think with the water and it being warm.
There's something about the humidity in Houston.
Maybe it's crawfish or something.
Crawfish guts lubricating all of our joints.
Exactly. But anyway, yeah. So I'm that person, you know who you are, you bastard. Hope an ant bites you on your fucking forehead.
And I'm fucking coming for you.
Because now you know where their family member is.
I'm just kidding. I'm very upset that you made me. No one makes me bleed my own blood. No one makes me cry my own tears. I'm very upset.
Alyssa is a thug in these streets is what she's saying.
And I don't have a good cry recovery. That's why I never cry.
Yeah.
I'll never show these people my emotions.
I remember one time I cried at work and it was, I hate crying. Fucking patience, man.
I hate crying.
But I hate crying over death of my patients because I'm not even supposed to be getting close. sorry to spit. I'm not even supposed to be getting close to you like that. And that one patient who she was a PT student and she was only 21, 22, 25. Either way, she was in her early 20s. She was young, and this girl had leukemia.
Ooh.
And and she had a transplant, bone marrow transplant, and it went bad. And she ended up dying. And I remember I came in to work, and I had a student at the time, and we had just I made her a t-shirt and everything. Her family was so wonderful, so beautiful. And I came into work, and Audrey literally was like,
oh no.
And when she did like that to me, I was just like, she just touched my shoulder, and I was like, who died? And when she told me who died, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna suck it up, because it was at the beginning of my shift, and then I had my student, and I'm trying to teach my student because she had just gotten there, and so I was just trying to get through it, and I just felt it welling up, and I could not hold it, and I literally had to go in the office, and you already know who was in the goddamn office, that bitch. Anyway, but she tried. She was just like, "Oh, are you okay? Don't fucking touch me. Just let me cry." Shit. So I closed and locked the door, but nobody saw me cry but her. But it was horrible.
I just that kind of stuff I'm more prepared for.
When your patients die?
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Because you kind of see it coming.
Yeah, even I didn't cry welled up the other day because one of our old ECMO patients came back who was on death's doorstep, and he
I was gonna say, aren't they all?
They are, but he walked in on his own. He's put on weight. He's off of oxygen. He looks so good.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, so that kind of stuff I'm ready for.
Yeah.
And even when a patient gets super upset with you or frustrated or something escalates, you leave the room.
You do.
You can leave the room.
Yeah.
This shit I was not prepared for because he was out of pocket, and I had to stay. I was just sitting there at that desk, minding my own fucking business, couldn't leave, didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And when I cry, I can't rebound. My eyes looked red as the devil's dick, dude. I don't even see anything this red in here that I could explain to you. Yeah. It looked like I had just smoked 8 joints.
You're also very bright skinned as well, so you can see, you can visibly see your face turning red.
Truly. Tears streaming down, bright red ass eyes. I'm trying to check people in at the desk. They probably think I'm
security
high.
to put him on the watch list so he couldn't go back to the hospital.
Piece of trash.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Anyway, I had a great week at work, and I wish they would take me off of desk duty. Anyway, Friday, hopefully I get cleared and I'm back on the floor.
All I'm saying is enjoy light duty while you can, because you probably won't ever get it again. They're going to be like, God damn it, this is a pattern, okay? We can't keep putting you on light duty. So no.
I don't want light duty ever again. I will never emotionally recover from that. Now I feel like a little bitch baby.
No, but sometimes you need a good cry. We have been so conditioned as human beings not to cry, especially people of color. I just feel like we're being so conditioned to not suck it up, stand up.
Well, we're also in the we were in the ICU forever. There's sad shit all the time.
You have to turn off all of your emotions. Hell, you have to turn off your bladder when you're at work, especially in an ICU. You don't feel anything, and you see people dying in front of you, rotting in front of you,
and you just got to be keep it pushing.
Suck it up, and that's so unhealthy. That's why. That's why you need to vent it out. This is one of the reasons again why we started the podcast, so we can vent it out.
We needed a space.
Absolutely, but yeah. Well, anything else that we need to talk about before we get up out of here?
Now I have to do something super thuggy at work to get my street cred back.
Okay, don't do anything to get fired.
I'm gonna have to come in.
We need content for the podcast.
All right. Well,
you're the only one that's working with patients right now.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got for you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We appreciate it. Today's my grandmother's 98th birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yes. I know I said that on the podcast last week, but her birthday is actually today, Saturday, because we're recording on Saturday. But she turned 98
I can't
years
imagine
old.
being 98 years old.
First of all, let me just tell you this before we get out of here. So we are on Zoom, right? And of course, so my grandmother has, my maternal grandmother has 11 children. 9 are still living. And so 8 of them were at my mom's house, right?
They all got together?
Yeah, they come down every year for my grandmother's birthday. And so they came down and we're all on Zoom. And of course, old people in technology sucks, right? What was hilarious was that people were saying happy birthday, grandma, we love you, da 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 da. So 2 of my uncles were standing behind my grandmother just having their own separate conversation. And my grandmother at 98, she turned around and she was like, y'all in my ear. I'm trying to hear what people are saying and y'all behind me talking. When I tell you we bust out laughing, Even at 98, she still got to get her children together. And these people are in their 60s. Like, shut up so she can hear her damn grandchildren talking in the back. But it was hilarious. So I love my grandmother. Funny. Yeah. I can't wait to see her in a little bit. So yeah.
On the time when you go, if you go, where you go.
When I go. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. We'll continue to spread love.
Let's do it again. Try it again. Okay. Sorry.
Take 2. I'm keeping that in there. Let's continue to Let's continue to spread love.
Spread light. And don't forget to laugh your face off.
First of all, I'm looking up here, so I know I probably look cross-eyed because I'm not looking at the lens.
Wait, are you supposed to look at the lens?
I think so. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the screen.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to look. Maybe that's why you look like you're actually looking at people and I'm looking stupid because I thought it was to the lens.
I've always looked at the screen.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to look at the lens.
I don't know. Well, now I don't know.
Because I feel like I always look cross-eyed on camera, but it's correct because I'm looking at the lens.
No, I look right at myself in the screen.
Well, that's what the vloggers do. They look at the lens. I think that's why they be piercing into my soul. I felt like. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm
going to YouTube that, figure it out.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not an editor like that, but Darren. Make sure I don't look cross-eyed. It's dark-sided. Remember that lady?
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.